We are pleased to be joined now in the studio by His Excellency Sheikh Hisham bin Abd al-Rahman Al Khalifa, the capital governor. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Sheikh Hisham, the capital governorate is one of the governorates that have the highest number of expatriate laborers that are within the community there. Now, due to the fact that it hosts the largest population of foreign laborers and expat, the capital has launched a number of initiatives to contain the spread of COVID-19 and raise awareness on it. What can you tell us about these initiatives?
Well, before we start the interview, I'd like to commend and praise the role of our leadership, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and our Prime Minister, Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, and our Crown Prince, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, for their role in safekeeping Bahrainis and residents, and the initiative that has been taken from day one, from establishing the National Task Force for combating COVID-19, to all the measures from closing the schools and the measures that we see it that are keeping us safe and enabling us to manage this crisis in a way that the World Health Organization have praised Bahrain and said that we can be considered a model for other countries.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, I'm very happy. With regards to the labor, as you have seen, this was entrusted to His Excellency the Minister of Interior, Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah, to reduce the concentration of the labor. And through his direction, with the meeting with the governors, he directed us to put a plan and implement the plan, keeping in mind the safety of our labor. They are part of our economy. We need them for our growth, and as we are aware, Bahrainis always care for their employees. And we have put a plan. We identified the buildings and the blocks that has high concentration of labor. And we are lucky in the capital government. We've been dealing with this from 2013, trying to improve the building living conditions. And we were able to improve 1,029 houses. However, as we know, labor-intensive area always, the problem is the high intensity, and our strategy was to reduce 30% of the highly populated buildings so that we make it more safer, and moving them to a safe shelter, which we are providing assistance, beds and food, so that they can continue their life and go to their work, and keeping them safe with the medical condition and supervision.
Yes. Now, when it came, as you said, of course, the preventative and the precautionary measures taken by Bahrain from the beginning have curbed the spread of this virus very much. Also, the capital governorate has done a lot when it came to spreading awareness, whether it is things that within the way we can see through people walking around, or even putting on these masks. How do you value this awareness that was spread to people?
Well, from day one, we were proactive in our approach. First of all, we are working with the government entities through the cooperative council that is established by the Prime Minister and headed by the governors, in which we did a lot of recommendation. One of these recommendations was how to clean up the markets and disinfect them, which we saw in play as well. We did campaigns, awareness campaigns in different languages so that the labor will understand. We are working hand in hand with the municipality in giving violations and warnings to houses that are overpopulated. And we are putting responsibility on these owners. It is their responsibility and duty is to reduce these concentrations so that we keep our labors safe. We're working as well, we had a great campaign, maybe Together We Care, that we have, it's been going for a few years, but this year we've been focusing on it to distribute food, goods to everybody, basically, who have been affected by the corona disease. And we are up to date, we have distributed around 10,000 baskets and hot foods in MANAMA area, which we are proud, and we are proud as well to work with banks and merchants and traders and people from all walks who are donating to us, whether it's food or money, and we are continuing helping people where help is needed for everybody.
The capital governorate, you mentioned some of the institutions, that there is some kind of cooperation between them in order to be able to curb the spread. But what can you tell us about how you value these cooperations with these different institutions, whether it's the Ministry of Interior or the Ministry of Industry? Because we know that there was a lot of movement in the latest days now taken in order to keep everybody safe.
I mean, the Ministry of Interior has been given a big job.
Yes.
And we have great cooperation with the Capital Police Directorate, in which we've been entrusted with the movement of this labor. The first initiative was done in the capital government. We were able to reduce concentration of laborers in certain building and move them to the Ain Adari Park, where it's housing around 500 employees, where they are free to move. You know, they can go to their work, continue their living, but we put them in a safe environment and healthy environment to combat the spread of the virus. We provide them with masks, we provide them with guidelines so that we educate these employees or laborers.
Yes.
Yes,
go ahead.
And just to add, I mean, with regards to the municipality, we're working with them now, hand to hand, with serving the violations to these buildings that have been overpopulated. So we have to work together.
Yes.
Moreover, I would like to extend my message to the business owners and companies and merchants who have labor in the capital government or in the central area, to look at their housing areas.
Yes.
If it's not healthy, please reduce their density or reduce them, move them to a safer home, because by having them safe, they're protecting their businesses and they're protecting their lives.
Take action.
Because if they get infected, and then they will affect their business and they will affect their livelihood.
Yes.
So it's a joint effort from the part of the business owners, because a lot of people give them allowance and they don't care where the employees are living. So now we're telling him, no, please check where your employee is, because he can be has a danger to you if he's not in a good accommodation.
Yes, yes.
So we need to work together to reduce the concentration. The companies that have buildings that are overpopulated, reduce the amount of your employees, make sure the circulation is good, make sure they have gloves, they have masks. This is very important so that we can keep Bahrain safe.
Yes.
And practice, try to work together to overcome this big problem that we have all over the world.
Exactly. Recently, the news, actually, we reported in the news about there being some inspections within the central market in order to make sure that there is food availability, as well also that the prices are in check. And these initiatives are part of the cooperations as well. And we also see that citizens and residents are more aware now of how to keep themselves safe and their food safe and so on. So what can you tell us about the awareness of citizens seeing that life is almost normal as before?
I mean, Bahrain, we're lucky that the social media here in Bahrain, people are well connected, young and old, and if somebody sees something, whether it's on Snapchat or whether it's on Instagram, we're able to move very fast. And like if somebody is not practicing social distancing, we see it on the Instagram, and you see the community police going directly to whether to the hospital or whether to the location and taking the proper measure. We need to work together. Social media has helped us, even following people who are tested, or they should be in stay at home and they're not practicing. They're not staying at home. This social media helps us a lot.
Exactly.
To communicate and to get the message through, and also to make people more aware of what they need to do.
Right. Thank you so much, Your Highness Sheikh Hisham, for being with us today and for giving us all of this information. And we're going to be now back